Welcome to the Conspiracy Files with Paige Carter. I'm your host, Paige Carter. The eerie silence of the bunker in Berlin on April 30th, 1945, is broken by a single gunshot. History would have us believe that this was the moment when Adolf Hitler, the Führer of Nazi Germany, ended his life. But what if I told you that there are narratives suggesting otherwise? Ones that cast doubt on the accepted version of history, insinuating that Hitler might have actually escaped his besieged bunker and lived on, well beyond the collapse of the Third Reich? The basis of this alternative narrative is a series of discrepancies and irregularities in the accounts of Hitler's death. For one, the bodies of Hitler and his wife Eva Braun were allegedly discovered by his aides, who claimed they carried out Hitler's instructions to burn their bodies. Yet no photographs were taken of the bodies before they were destroyed. An autopsy was performed, but the results were inconclusive, and the remains were quickly disposed of. This lack of definitive evidence left room for speculation, and over time, theories began to surface, suggesting that Hitler might have actually survived. A declassified FBI file, released under the Freedom of Information Act, seems to lend some credence to these theories. The file contains a series of correspondences from the 1940s and 1950s, detailing sightings of a man alleged to be Hitler in various parts of South America, particularly Argentina. The reports included in the file are filled with intricate details, from the description of Hitler's physical appearance to his alleged daily routines. Furthermore, the geographical region mentioned in these reports was known to be a haven for Nazi fugitives post-World War II, lending further weight to these claims. But it's not just the FBI documents. There are other accounts too. Stories from locals who claim to have seen Hitler, folklore passed down through generations, and even the memoirs of former SS officers living in exile, all suggesting that Hitler survived the war. Despite such compelling narratives, mainstream academia and historians have largely dismissed these theories as conspiracy, citing lack of concrete evidence. Yet, the absence of definitive proof doesn't necessarily negate the possibility of Hitler's survival. It merely adds another layer of mystery to the enigma that is Adolf Hitler, challenging us to look beyond the established narrative. In the labyrinth of history, where facts, fiction, and speculation often intertwine, the truth can sometimes get lost. Did Adolf Hitler, the man who orchestrated one of the darkest periods in human history, really die in that bunker in Berlin? Or did he manage to cheat death and live out the rest of his days in anonymity? The answer remains as elusive as the man himself, shrouded in a cloak of uncertainty and intrigue. We delve deeper into this enigma, searching for clues and piecing together fragments of this perplexing puzzle. The story of Adolf Hitler, it seems, is far from over. In order to understand the origins of this perplexing narrative, it is essential to delve into the historical context in which these events transpired. The year was 1945. The world was reeling from the devastation of the Second World War. Europe was in ruins, its cities ravaged by years of relentless bombing. Amidst the rubble, a narrative was being formed, the narrative of Adolf Hitler's suicide in a bunker in Berlin. The political climate was rife with tension, mistrust, and fear. The Allied powers, the United States, Soviet Union, United Kingdom, and France, were all vying for control over the defeated Nazi Germany. Amid this power struggle, the fate of Hitler was a contentious issue. The Soviet Union, which had captured Berlin, initially reported that Hitler was dead. However, they did not produce any concrete evidence of his death, adding to the atmosphere of secrecy and uncertainty. In this climate of fear and suspicion, rumors began to circulate. Stories of Hitler's escape started to emerge, whispered in hushed tones in the bombed-out streets of Berlin and the secret corridors of power. These rumors found fertile ground in a world weary of war and desperate for sensational news. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away, in South America, a separate narrative was unfolding. In the post-war years, countries like Argentina, Brazil, and Chile had become safe havens for thousands of Nazi fugitives. High-ranking officials, scientists, and war criminals found refuge in these countries, often with the tacit approval of local governments. This influx of Nazis further fueled rumors of Hitler's survival. South America in the 1940s and 1950s was a hotbed of intrigue and clandestine activities. Right-wing governments, corrupt officials, and secretive networks provided the perfect cover for fugitive Nazis. The region was cloaked in a veil of secrecy, making it an ideal setting for a man like Hitler to disappear and live out his days. This blend of historical events and political climate provided the perfect backdrop for the Hitler survival conspiracy to take root. The mixture of fear, secrecy, and the presence of actual Nazi fugitives in South America gave credibility to the rumors and allowed them to flourish. However, these rumors were largely ignored by the mainstream, dismissed as idle gossip and conspiracy theories. The world moved on, but the mystery surrounding Hitler's fate remained, a ghostly specter hovering over the annals of history. The intricate weave of this conspiracy involves a variety of key players and organizations whose motives and roles have deeply influenced the narrative. Perhaps the most prominent among them is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Known for its rigorous, relentless investigations, the FBI has a trove of declassified documents related to the possibility of Hitler's escape. These documents reveal that the Bureau received numerous reports and tips concerning Hitler's whereabouts post-World War II. The FBI took these leads seriously, launching investigations and following up on sources. However, they never publicly confirmed Hitler's survival, and the matter remains officially unresolved. Simultaneously, other intelligence agencies around the world, including the British MI6 and the Soviet KGB, were also reportedly investigating Hitler's fate. These agencies had their own vested interests. For the British, it was a matter of national security. For the Soviets, it was about the power dynamics of the Cold War. Both agencies are believed to have collected extensive information, but much of their findings remain classified, shrouded in the fog of secrecy. In South America, several right-wing governments and underground networks allegedly played crucial roles in providing sanctuary to the fleeing Nazis. Among these, the government of Argentina under President Juan Perón stands out. Perón had a known sympathy for fascist ideologies, and his government was notoriously lax in pursuing Nazi fugitives. This provided a conducive environment for the alleged escape and survival of Hitler. The secretive Odessa network, purportedly established to help Nazis escape prosecution, also emerges as a key player in this story. The organization is believed to have created a clandestine escape route known as rat lines, enabling Nazis to flee to South America and the Middle East. If Hitler did survive, it's plausible that he could have used these rat lines. Then there were the numerous eyewitnesses, individuals from different walks of life who claimed to have seen Hitler in the aftermath of the war. From a German submarine crew allegedly transporting Hitler to South America to locals reporting sightings of the Führer, these individuals added layers of complexity to the narrative. These key figures and organizations, each with their unique roles and motives, contribute to the labyrinthine narrative of Hitler's alleged survival. As we delve deeper into this mystery, we are confronted with a web of secrecy and intrigue where facts blur with fiction and the line between reality and conspiracy becomes increasingly unclear. As we traverse this maze of shadows, we must keep in mind that truth, often, is stranger than fiction. The conspiracy surrounding Hitler's alleged survival came to public attention largely due to a series of discoveries, incidents, and leaks. The first significant revelation was made in the late 1940s, when a trove of classified documents was discovered in the archives of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. These documents suggested that the FBI had been actively investigating claims of Hitler's survival in the aftermath of World War II. The contents of these files were a shock to the world, sparking widespread speculation and leading many to question the accepted narrative of Hitler's demise. Around the same time, a series of photographs surfaced that purported to show an elderly man resembling Hitler living in Argentina. Though the photos were grainy and the resemblance was not definitive, they added considerable fuel to the growing conspiracy. Then, in the 1970s, a significant incident occurred. A former SS officer named Gustav Wagner was apprehended in Brazil. Wagner, who was in charge of the Sobibor extermination camp, had been living under an assumed identity. His capture gave credence to the theory that other high-ranking Nazis, possibly including Hitler, could have escaped and lived in obscurity in South America. The conspiracy was further supported by the testimonies of several individuals who claimed to have assisted or encountered Hitler in the years following the war. One such testimony came from a woman named Carmen Torrentegui, who claimed that Hitler lived in her family's house in Argentina for several months in 1945. Although these claims have been met with skepticism, they remain an integral part of the conspiracy narrative. In the early 2000s, a series of declassified intelligence reports from the CIA and MI6 further fueled the speculation. These reports contained references to potential sightings of Hitler in South America well into the 1950s, and suggested that both agencies had taken these claims seriously enough to investigate them. In 2009, a shocking discovery was made. A skull fragment, long believed to belong to Hitler and held in the Russian State Archive, was tested and found to be that of a woman. This revelation cast serious doubt on the official account of Hitler's death and gave a significant boost to the conspiracy theory. Each of these pieces of evidence, incidents, and reports has added a new layer to the complex tapestry of the Hitler survival conspiracy. Nevertheless, the truth remains elusive, obscured by the passage of time and the fog of war. Amidst this uncertainty, one thing is clear. The narrative of Hitler's survival has a grip on the collective imagination, and it shows no signs of releasing its hold. Despite mounting evidence and eyewitness accounts suggesting Hitler's survival, the question arises, why has this narrative not gained mainstream acceptance? The answer lies in the complex network of suppression and control efforts allegedly put forth by governments, corporations, and institutions. In the aftermath of the war, the Allies were under immense pressure to provide a definitive conclusion to Hitler's life. The Soviet Union, in particular, had significant motivation to control the narrative. As the power that occupied Berlin, it was within their purview to investigate and confirm Hitler's death. Stalin's regime, known for its ruthlessness and manipulation of information, may have seen an opportunity to demonstrate their victory over fascism by claiming they had Hitler's remains. On the other side of the Atlantic, the United States and its intelligence agencies had their reasons for obscuring the truth. At the height of the Cold War, it would have been disastrous for public morale to suggest that Hitler might still be alive. Furthermore, the newly formed CIA was recruiting ex-Nazi scientists as part of Operation Paperclip, an initiative aimed at harnessing German intellect and technology for American advantage. Acknowledging Hitler's survival would have undermined this operation and potentially exposed the agency to criticism and controversy. Institutions like the Vatican have also been implicated in the alleged cover-up. There have been claims that the Church provided assistance to Nazis fleeing Europe through rat lines, escape routes leading to South America. Publicly recognizing Hitler's survival would have drawn attention to these activities and damaged the Church's reputation. Commercial entities, too, have a stake in maintaining the established narrative. For instance, publishing houses and media outlets might suppress alternative theories to avoid political backlash or loss of credibility. Even eyewitnesses who claimed to have encountered Hitler post-war were silenced or discredited. Their accounts were dismissed as illusions or falsehoods, sometimes under the threat of retribution. It was safer and more profitable, it seemed, to uphold the official narrative. The suppression and control of information surrounding Hitler's fate is a testament to the power of narrative control. It illustrates how those in authority can shape our understanding of historical events, and how alternative perspectives can be stifled. While it may never be possible to definitively prove whether Hitler survived the war, the very existence of this conspiracy theory reveals much about the nature of power, control, and the manipulation of history. Throughout history, the bravest of souls have always dared to challenge the status quo, to question the official narratives, and to expose concealed truths. Indeed, this saga surrounding Hitler's fate is no exception. There have been numerous individuals, journalists, and insiders who, despite the risks, attempted to bring this alleged cover-up to light. One of the most notable among them was Ladislas Farago, an esteemed journalist and military historian. He wrote a controversial book, Aftermath: Martin Bormann and the Fourth Reich, published in 1974. Farago asserted that not only did Hitler escape to Argentina, but he also lived there with Eva Braun until his death in the 1960s. His book was met with harsh criticism, and several attempts were made to discredit his research. Yet Farago stood by his claims until his death. Similarly, the British journalist Gerard Williams co-authored the book Grey Wolf: The Escape of Adolf Hitler. Williams suggested that Hitler had survived and fled to South America, where he lived until the age of 73. Just like Farago, Williams faced massive backlash, with many attempting to discredit his work. Yet, he never recanted his claims. A less-known figure who attempted to unravel this conspiracy was Heinrich Müller, a former Gestapo chief. Müller reportedly told his American interrogators in 1945 that Hitler had escaped Berlin and was in hiding. His claims were largely ignored, dismissed as a desperate attempt to save himself from prosecution. In the late 1940s, a Russian defector, Nikolai Khokhlof, claimed that Stalin had privately admitted to not having Hitler's body. Khokhlov's revelations were met with skepticism, and he was later poisoned in a failed assassination attempt, allegedly orchestrated by the KGB. These whistleblowers risked their reputations and even their lives to expose a reality that contradicted the official narrative. They faced rejection, ridicule, and, in some cases, physical harm. Yet their courage and resilience remind us that the pursuit of truth must persist, regardless of the opposition. Their stories serve as a testament to the lengths those in power might go to maintain control over narratives. They underscore the importance of questioning the narratives we are presented with, of seeking out diverse perspectives, and of maintaining an open mind in the face of uncertainty. As the story of Hitler's alleged survival continues to unfold, these brave individuals serve as a beacon, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of history and the intricate webs of power that shape it. Declassified documents and testimonies have played a crucial role in fueling the debate about Hitler's supposed survival. In 2014, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, released a cache of documents as part of a Freedom of Information Act request. Among these files were several memorandums written in the late 1940s and early 1950s that suggested the Bureau had taken seriously the rumors that Hitler had escaped to South America. One of these documents, dated September 21, 1945, was from J. Edgar Hoover, the then director of the FBI. The memorandum was in response to a report from the American legation in Portugal stating that a man matching Hitler's description was living in a fortress on the Portuguese island of Madeira. Another document from 1947 detailed an interview with a self-proclaimed former German SS trooper who claimed to have aided Hitler's escape. Further evidence comes from the declassified files of the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. In a memo dated October 3, 1955, it was stated that a reliable contact in Venezuela had seen a man who strongly resembled Hitler. He had allegedly been living in a heavily guarded estate known as Hacienda San Ignacio near Maracay, Venezuela. Another document, a CIA report from 1954, detailed the alleged sighting of a man resembling Hitler in Colombia. A photograph was taken of the supposed Hitler, showing a man with a striking resemblance to the dictator, though older and with a receding hairline. The report noted that the man went by the name Adolf Hitler and was rumored to be living in the town of Tunja. These documents, along with the testimonies of individuals claiming to have seen or helped Hitler, lend a certain credibility to the theory of Hitler's escape to South America. They suggest that at the very least, the U.S. government took these claims seriously enough to investigate them. Yet the question remains, why would these agencies keep such information classified for so long? Could it be that revealing Hitler's survival would undermine the narrative of victory and justice that was so crucial to post-war morale and stability? Or could it be that these agencies simply did not know what to do with this information, given the potential implications? These questions continue to stimulate debate among historians, conspiracy theorists, and the general public, demonstrating the enduring fascination with one of history's most notorious figures. The answers, if they exist, may lie buried in yet undiscovered archives, waiting for the light of truth to unveil them. The revelation of these classified documents sparked a firestorm in both the media and the public sphere. The idea that Adolf Hitler, a man universally reviled as the embodiment of evil, could have escaped justice was both chilling and deeply unsettling. It challenged the prevailing narrative of the Second World War, a narrative that was built on the premise of justice served and a world reborn from the ashes of conflict. The media, sensing the immense public interest, gave these theories considerable airtime. Television shows, documentaries, and films explored the possibility of Hitler's escape, often with a sensationalist slant. This, in turn, fueled public fascination and led to the emergence of a subculture devoted to unearthing the truth about Hitler's fate. However, the disclosure also triggered a wave of skepticism and outright denial. Many saw these theories as nothing more than the product of overactive imaginations and a desire for sensationalism. Historians and academics pointed out the lack of concrete evidence, criticizing the reliance on anecdotal accounts and unverified sightings. They argued that the physical evidence, such as the remains found in the bunker, provided a far more reliable account of Hitler's fate. The controversy also had a profound impact on public trust. The revelation that the government had kept these documents classified for so long led many to question what else might be hidden in the shadows. It gave rise to a sense of distrust and suspicion, feelings that were further amplified by the uncertainty surrounding the nature of the classified information. The fallout from these revelations was not just confined to the public sphere. It also permeated into the realm of academia, where it sparked a fierce debate. Some scholars embraced the possibility of Hitler's escape, seeing it as an opportunity to re-examine the established narrative of the Second World War. Others, however, vehemently rejected the idea, arguing that it was based on conjecture rather than solid evidence. The enduring fascination with Hitler's fate, coupled with the controversy and skepticism surrounding the escape theories, only served to deepen the enigma surrounding the man. The mystery continues to captivate, to intrigue, and to invite speculation, underscoring the enduring power of Hitler's legacy and the persistent quest for truth in the face of uncertainty. The question remains: did Hitler escape justice? And if so, what does this reveal about the clandestine workings of the world and the narratives that shape our understanding of history? The enduring curiosity about Hitler's fate is not merely a historical fascination, it has profound implications on our present. The conspiracy theories surrounding Hitler's escape have seeped into multiple facets of our contemporary culture, politics, and even technology, shaping narratives and influencing perceptions. In popular culture, the narrative of Hitler's escape has found its way into literature, films, and television series, serving as a potent plot device that can be wielded to create suspense and provoke thought. This narrative presents a tantalizing what-if scenario that invites audiences to question the established historical truths and to entertain the possibility of hidden realities. The political realm, too, has felt the echoes of this enduring enigma. The seeds of doubt sown by the conspiracy theories have contributed to a broader skepticism towards official narratives and a deepening mistrust of government institutions. This skepticism has been harnessed by various political factions to promote their agendas, fuel social discord, and challenge the status quo. It has also given rise to a myriad of other conspiracy theories, each one feeding into the other, creating a complex web of uncertainty and suspicion that continues to shape political discourse. In the sphere of technology, the quest for the truth about Hitler's fate has inspired a new generation of investigators. Armed with digital tools and the vast resources of the Internet, these individuals aim to pierce the veil of secrecy and uncover hidden truths. They employ data analysis, machine learning, and other advanced technologies to revisit old evidence and unearth new clues, demonstrating how the allure of this mystery continues to drive innovation and exploration. Yet, amid all the speculation and intrigue, some fundamental lessons remain. The enduring fascination with Hitler's fate reminds us of the power of narrative and the human propensity for curiosity. It underscores the importance of critical thinking, of questioning established truths, and of remaining open to the possibility of alternative realities. It also highlights the dangers of misinformation and the potential for conspiracy theories to skew perceptions and manipulate public sentiment. As we delve deeper into the shadows of history and the clandestine workings of the world, we are reminded that truth, like reality, is often multifaceted and elusive. The question of Hitler's fate, and the many theories that surround it, serve as a stark reminder of this complexity and of the enduring power of the unknown. In this vein of thought, the Hitler survival conspiracy, much like the man himself, has emerged as an indelible specter that haunts the corridors of history. It has become a symbol of the human thirst for ambiguity, a testament to our collective fascination with the unexplained and the unknown. It is a riddle that continues to challenge us, a puzzle that, despite the weight of historical evidence, refuses to be conclusively solved. It is worth noting that the enduring mystery surrounding Hitler's fate is not merely a result of the scarcity or ambiguity of evidence. It is equally a product of the human imagination, of our innate desire to probe the shadows of uncertainty and to question the accepted narrative. It is a powerful reminder of the malleability of truth and the subjective lens through which we perceive history. Yet, within the fog of speculation and conjecture, there is a cautionary tale. The Hitler survival myth, while captivating, has been wielded as a dangerous tool of manipulation, exploited to further divisive ideologies and sow seeds of discord. It underscores the potential for conspiracy theories to distort reality and fuel societal unrest. It serves as a stark reminder of the potency of misinformation and the responsibility that comes with the pursuit of truth. Above all, the persistent intrigue surrounding Hitler's fate is a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. It is a reminder of the tantalizing allure of mystery, the enigmatic pull of the unanswered question, and it is this lingering doubt, this unquenchable curiosity, that keeps the story of Adolf Hitler, the man who arguably never died, alive. As we continue to navigate the labyrinth of history, we are left with a sense of unease, a feeling of uncertainty that is both unsettling and strangely seductive. The tale of Hitler's possible survival, like the man himself, remains shrouded in secrecy, a phantom that continues to haunt our collective consciousness. It is a story that, despite its chilling implications, continues to captivate us, a narrative that is as compelling as it is controversial. And it is in this ambiguity, in this ceaseless quest for truth, that the legend of Adolf Hitler continues to endure. Thanks for listening. This has been the Conspiracy Files with Paige Carter. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.